My name is Joanne. I'm a trustee and rescuer for Swans Support, a charity dedicated to the rescue and rehabilitation of swans. As a rescuer over the last month or so, a number of the swans and cygnets that I have picked up have been particularly underweight, and some of them have had keels, which means that their breastbone, if you like, is protruding. In addition, I've had many members of the public come to me and tell me that they've heard that they're not meant to be feeding the swans anymore and that bread is bad for the swans. So today I just want to reiterate our position. We have checked with experts in this field, and we are assured that feeding a certain amount of bread to swans is absolutely fine. What is important when feeding them, particularly bread, is to make sure that the bread is not mouldy, to put it in the water because that actually helps the swans to digest, and not to give too much of it. Obviously there are other alternatives available. You can give them mixed corn, there is floating food that's available, and all of that is great. But what we recognise is that people have actually stopped coming down, so they're not feeding the swans anything. And in an ideal world there would be all the natural food available, but the truth is that there are flocks that have become used to being fed by us, and it's important that we maintain that, particularly during the winter. It's just got really cold, and the swans are very underweight. On Monday we actually came down here as a group and we took out about half of the flock here. There's approximately 40, maybe 50 swans here at Caversham at the moment. We had permission to take out 22 of them, and we weighed every single one of them and checked them for their health. Many of them were keeled, and in addition I would say at least 65–70% of them were underweight. The bird that you just saw us weigh was a bird that I picked up off the road. It's a cygnet born this year, probably in June time frame, and when we weighed it, it weighed 4.6 kilos when you take off the weight of the wrap that it was in. A cygnet that at this time of year, a female cygnet, which is what that one was, should weigh somewhere in the region of at least 7–7.5 kilos. So as you can see, it was very much underweight, and it was wandering around on the road in search of food. We've also had swans walking up the roads, flying and landing in gardens, and a lot of it is because they're off searching for food.
So I saw that the swans were dying here for lack of food, so I've come down today with my husband to feed them.
We saw a thing on Facebook just saying yesterday about how the swans are losing weight and things because people think that it's not acceptable to feed them bread, and we were one of those at work, weren't we? And we both saw it this morning at work. We said, we need to go and fatten them up.
Well, I got told by my missus to come and bring the ducks some bread. I've come up here the other week and a lady had a little rant at me telling me I shouldn't feed the ducks bread. I've been doing it since I was 5 years old. What's changed? I'm usually here with the kids. Look at this guy.
We weren't aware that they were underweight and that people aren't feeding them bread anymore. They still need to be fed, so we've come down here with loads of bread to feed them, and they look very happy about it as well.
So what we are asking you is to please come and support your swans. Whatever you can do to come down, give a little bit of food. Obviously, if you see that there's a lot of food around, then please don't add to it, because obviously there comes a point where there's enough, and if there's bread floating in the river, that's not a good sign, because it means that there's been too much given to them. But a little bit of bread or some mixed corn or something like that will help them to get through the winter. And as we all know, ever since we've been kids, we've been feeding the ducks, the swans, the geese, and they're a very important part of our life. So please continue to support them.